you gain confidence in these laws of the universe, you'll be joyful no matter where you stand in relationship to anything you want. So when we began here today, we asked the question, so what's this belief thing? I want it, but I don't believe it because I haven't yet seen it. So a logical person would say, well, if I haven't seen myself do it, but I need to believe I can do it in order to do it, doesn't it seem impossible? And we say, not when you believe in the laws of the universe, not when you understand law of attraction, not when you understand that you are non-physical energy first and foremost. You don't have to believe that you can accomplish that specific thing. You just have to believe that you can accomplish anything. You just have to understand that the universe has your back, that the law of attraction will yield to you the equivalent of what you're offering vibrationally. You just have to believe that your emotions never lie to you, that your emotions every time give you the feedback that lets you know whether you're in vibrational alignment with what you want or not. So over time, we've offered many different analogies, but our favorite one so far is this. So you are source energy, and a part of you comes forth into the physical, while the larger, far and away, the larger part of you remains eternally and non-physically focused, as source always does. Source, get it? Source. Some say, Abraham, why doesn't source come forth and be physical if source thinks we should like physical so much? And we say that's like asking the electricity in your wall to come forth and be the toaster. Sometimes the toaster is happy that there's electricity coming through the wall, you see. And so it's the same thing. Source is source, and you are an extension of source out here on the leading edge. So here you are out here on the leading edge as extension of source, exposing yourself to new ideas and launching constant new rockets of desire, which the source within you embraces and becomes the vibrational equivalent of immediately. And when that happens, there is a vibrational disparity between you and the physical and you and the non-physical. In other words, the non-physical you not only believes that this can be, but knows it. Not only believes and knows that it can be, but already is it. Already is it. It's already done, vibrationally speaking. When you ask, it's done. There's just one little thing you have to do as you are physically focused, and that is you have to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So over here, where who you really are is, and where the culmination of all of your rockets of desire are, and where the source within you in its expanded version because of you is, we're calling this the vortex of creation. It's the vortex. It's a vibrational reality. We talked earlier about how when you look at something that's already manifested in your reality, you say, well, I can believe that because I can see that. I believed my chair would hold me, and I believe the sun will come up in the morning because I've seen it enough that I believe it. There's a lot of things that I believe because I'm witnessing the manifestation of them. And we say, if you will decide today that you're not going to need to witness the manifestation of something before you believe it, you will become the creator who can create anything that you desire. And we want you to understand that it's easy to do because over here in your vibrational reality, by the way, this is the reality that precedes all manifested reality. So don't feel bad. Sometimes our physical friends think, oh, well, yeah, vibrational reality. I'm rich there. I'm skinny too. But what we want you to understand is the vibrational reality always precedes the reality. And if you have knowledge of the existence of this vibrational reality, if you know about this vortex, do you know what happens over here in this vortex of creation? Law of attraction is responding to the desire and causing a culmination, assembling all cooperative components. So everything that is necessary for the achievement of anything that you want has already been assembled. The question that we want to ask you is, are you a cooperative component? Or are you over here keeping alive a belief of doubt that contradicts what you're asking for? And the answer to the question, if you are feeling negative emotion, then you're keeping alive a vibration that contradicts it. Because if you're even hoping, you're over here on the edge and the vortex is taking you in. In other words, this is a powerful vortex of attraction. and it will bring everything that matches it. But if you're over there beating the drum of why you want it, in other words, I want it because it's miserable not having it. I want it because I don't have it and I don't like not having it. As you beat that drum, you keep alive in yourself, active in your vibration, a frequency that prevents you from being brought in. If you could meditate, you'd stop your resistance and in you'd go. If you would appreciate, you'd stop your resistance and in you'd go. Even if you are in the attitude of hopefulness, in you'll go. But if you're mad, if you're ornery, if you're defeated, if you're fearful, if you're disappointed, if you're angry, if you're frustrated or overwhelmed, if you're feeling those emotions, and what are they? Those emotions don't just come out of thin air. Those emotions every single time are indicators of your vibrational relationship with who you have become. If life didn't cause you to become this more over here in the vortex, if your life hadn't caused the larger part of you to be there, you wouldn't feel bad not going. You could continue to focus upon unpleasant things. Problem with that is you were born knowing that you are worthy, and born knowing that you are good, and born knowing that life is supposed to be good for you. And when you first got here, you didn't have anything going on in your vibration that contradicted that. So you were tuned in most of the time, like the beasts of your planet are mostly in the vortex. So today, as we're talking with you about anything that's important to you, we see our greatest advantage to you to coax you into the vortex. One thing you'll notice about us and about your own inner being is that we won't come out of the vortex where you are, ever. In fact, that's why you have negative emotion. If we would come out and complain with you, your complaint would feel blissful because there would be no separation. But since your inner being does not come out and complain with you, Esther can drag Jerry over there. Jerry can drag Esther over there. In other words, you can drag each other over there. And if they don't come easily, you get really feisty with them. You say, "You're not supporting me. I think you should support me. How come you're never there for me? How come you're never there for me?" And the correct answer to that question is because I'm over here in the vortex for me. Because if I come over there out of my vortex for you, I'm worthless to you. We can just bang over here together in misery, which justifies that until death do us part stuff that we, no matter how miserable we are, we'll stay together. But the source within you will not come out of the vortex when you are focused upon something that activates within you something different than you are. You are a lover. And when you hate, you're separating yourself from who you are. Separation's too strong of word because you cannot ever sever yourself from that. And sometimes you think you would like to. In other words, when you are really vibrating in opposition to who you are, it feels miserable. But you only have one option to close that gap. You only have one option if you want to feel better, and that is find the best feeling thought. Adjust your vibration. Adjust your vibration, which means adjust your thought, which means adjust your belief, which means adjust your vibration, which means stop the resistance. And when you stop the resistance, you will become a cooperative component. And when you're a cooperative component, you'll be drawn in just like all of the other cooperative components, and you'll live happily ever after. Until the next contrasting thing throws you out of the vortex. But no problem. Once you get out, it's no problem because you know how to get back in. And you know, also, we want you to remember that there are 3 steps to the creative process. Step 1 says, contrast will cause you to ask. That's normal. That's why you came forth. You said, I will expose myself to contrast so that I can define with greater clarity desires in this leading edge time-space reality. That really is what you said. So step 1 is important to the creative process. Just don't make a career of being in step 1. Let the contrast help you take step 1, and source will take step 2. Your inner being, source, law of attraction will gather together all cooperative components. Step 2 is not your work. When you ask, it is answered, it is given, it is done. But step 3 is your work. And step 3 is you got to get in the vortex. You got to find some way of thinking thoughts that let you come into vibrational proximity of this vortex of creation. And when you do, when you get in that vortex, it will all have been worth it. And then when we say, are you enjoying the contrast of your time and place? You will say, yes. It's just like I knew it would be. It inspires me all day, every day to greater expansion. And now I know about my emotional guidance system, and now I've learned to focus my own mind. I don't stay focused long on things that bother me. But I'm not bothered by being bothered, because every time I feel negative emotion, I say to myself, oh, good, I'm having a step 1 moment. That means source is on the improvement of my life experience. But I am no longer making a career out of the step 1 moment. I'm getting myself into the vortex, into the vortex, into the vortex as quickly as possible. Good. Now you know everything that is important to know about who you are, where you came from, why you're here, what's it all about. Get into the vortex and milk it for all it's worth, and stay there and feel the resonance of it and know who you are. And the more you're in that vortex, the more you become unwilling to hang around outside of it. And the more you're in it, the more you feel the familiarity of it. The more you tune your awareness to what it feels like when you're in and out, until you'll become, as Jerry's describing himself, you just barely brush across the surface of something that isn't up to speed with who you are, and it gives you prickles. Not because you've done something awful, but because it's not who you are. It doesn't resonate with who you are. Life is supposed to feel good to you. You are powerful beings, and you've come forth with great reason. And we really do. We make too much of all of this. Just find things that feel good and focus on them. And when you find things that don't feel good and you're focused upon them, say, hey, I'm focused upon something that doesn't feel good. Why would I focus upon something that doesn't feel good? There must be something that I could focus upon that feels better, and then feel for it and find it, and feel for it and find it, and feel for it and find it, until you come into alignment, till you close that gap, till you tune yourself to the vibration of all that you've become. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is exhilarating to come together with those like you who are reaching for the fulfillment of who you are. It is our desire as we visit like this that we awaken within you your memory of who you really are, and the value and reason and purpose for your focusing here in this contrasting experience. We want you to stand as we do inside your vortex, exhilarated with everything that you lived that put you there. We want you to feel as happy, maybe that's the wrong word. We want you to feel joyous about your despair. How about that? Because from inside the vortex, you can feel joyous about the guidance that let you know where you were, your focusers, you see. And there isn't one of you who will move forward from this point in time who will not know now in much clearer fashion how to focus the power that is you into the productive expansion that is you. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is delicious to come together with those like you who are coming more and more, moment by moment, really, to know who you are. Today, we feel satisfaction for these reasons. We have felt your willingness to focus for inordinate amounts of time, for the sheer purpose of understanding this vortex of creation that we've been talking about. It has been slow going here today. There was not much about it that was really fast moving. But in the process of that, what has been activated within each of you is an understanding, most importantly, of your ability, if you want to, under any circumstances, to become a vibrational match to the vibrational reality that precedes your manifestations. If you can leave here today understanding the relationship between who you really are and who you're being, and if you can leave here today with a new, resourced attitude about wanting more than anything else to tend to the relationship between you and you. In other words, to want to be in this vortex knowing that you now know how to do it if you want to.